so today I did things a little bit differently than I usually would. I put up a poll on Instagram, and it was supposed to be a story time for whatever you guys wanted to see. So the choices were actually between Engaged at 14 and what was the other one? Oh, and the one I'm doing today, which is Cheated On and Found Out. I've been in a total of 2 serious relationships for I'm going to say one for 1 year and then a second one for almost 2 years. Basically, in those 2 relationships, I got cheated on like no tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your girl got cheated on. Basically, I was engaged to this guy, and he was my first everything. We started dating in grade 9 and he was in grade 11. So we started dating, whatever, you know, we're cool, we're Gucci, loving up each other, you know. We would say I was the Beyonce to his Jay-Z and he was a Jay-Z to my Beyonce, and we broke up. So he cheated on me with Becky. So we're gonna call this guy Tom. Whatever, went through thick and thin with him. Like it was perfect, it was wonderful. And then I went to Cuba. I went to Cuba for about 3 days, literally, on a resort, and I was like, you know, I went in October. I came back, and some bitty Becky messaged me. I always know when a man is cheating on me. Like, I always find out, like, I'm always enlightened. It can never be hidden from me, boo. Girls always know. We always find out one way or another. So watch yourself. So, whatever, you know, I'm in Cuba, whatever, having fun. I come back, and you know, it's a night I came back, and I was just taking a shower. Like, I was about to take a shower, and those are the days where, like, if y'all know, my parents were really strict. Like, I live with my grandparents and my dad. They were really strict. So I wasn't allowed to have an iPad or an iPod or Facebook or Messenger or Instagram. But they didn't know because your girl had her iPod hidden. So messaging my man, hey boo, I'm back. I didn't have Wi-Fi for 3 days. Miss you so much. Mwah, 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 mwah. You know, and then this bitty messages me, hey, like, how are you? And I knew they were ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, but like, I didn't care because it was such a long time ago, and I was like, it's whatever, like, it's whatever, Becky can move. So she's messaging me, whatever, and then she starts sending me screenshots. And like, basically him saying how he loves her, wants to like have sex with her, and like just like misses her, and he sent her pictures, and I was just so unimpressed. Like, I think that was the first time I ever got cheated on ever, like, you know, grade 9. So as soon as I'm reading this, my mouth literally dropped. Like, I remember going, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I was in Cuba and this man was doing this for 3 days, for 72 hours? I couldn't even be away. 72 hours. And I couldn't be, really? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You know, I started to confront Tom because I'm always slick with it. Well, it was my first time. I didn't know how to deal with it. So I was kind of like, are you cheating on me? And he was like, no, like, I would never do that. I love you so much. And I'm like, really? Because bam, 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 screenshots. And he immediately was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Like, it wasn't blah, blah, blah. At this point, I didn't really want to hear it. Like, I wasn't really up for the explanation. I was like, you did what you did, and that's on you. I was just so upset. We spent bare time not being together, like, me not talking to him, playing hard to get. Like, I was like, forget you. Like, you don't respect me, you don't love me, like, this relationship means nothing to you, forget it. Like, I don't want to waste my time. He would come to my school and he would bring me roses. One time he brought me roses and he sang to me, and I literally turned around, put his roses in the garbage as soon as I got into school, and I still didn't take him back. And like, I was just so turned off. When a guy cheats on me or plays me, that completely turns me off. They'll be like, oh, you know, I've never been the serious type, and you know, like, I've never been used to a relationship before. And I'm like, well, that's so sad. That's on you. You ruined it. I'm like, there's really no way you can come back from that. Like, you do that once and you're done. It was really hard for me to see him in that light of, you know, he was faithful and he would be good to me and it would be all fine. I found it very hard to trust him, and I'd found so many other things in his phone, like, while we were trying to get back together, and I was like, you know what, like, done it. Like, maybe it's just best we're not together. Shortly after I broke it up with him, I met somebody else through Instagram. And it's so weird because, like, I never used to do that. I never knew, like, I didn't know this guy. I just saw pictures of him. And we would talk. And I met him at the mutual pizza place that we would all go to for lunch. And it was perfect. Like, you know, we were talking and our relationship started off great. Like, we trusted each other. We loved each other. It was perfect. After that, who asked you to come in here? You wanna be in my video? Come here, you wanna be in my video? You say hi to everybody? Say hi. Say, say hi. Say hi. Honey, like, you're interrupting my video just for a pet. Like, okay. Okay, girl. Okay. There was rumor going around saying that I cheated on him with my ex-boyfriend, when really that wasn't the case. Are you? Stop! You are distracting me. If you're gonna sleep, sleep. Stop being mischievous. Stop. Anyways, so then yeah, there was an occasion where they... Stop breathing so hard! I'm trying to speak. If you don't mind, please. Good. So there was a rumor saying that I was actually sleeping with my ex-boyfriend, which was untrue. Completely dumb rumor. Like, I didn't even, whatever. He believed it, and then he came to the public school I was going to, had a fight with one of my girlfriends who ratted me out, basically. Like, didn't rat me out, because it wasn't true like that, like, ugh. But she just basically said a whole bunch of things that proved that she was fake. And then we kind of distanced ourselves. We stopped dating. So we started dating, whatever, again, and shortly after that, I got cheated on. Now, how I had found out was he actually cheated on me about 3 to 4 times, and I found out each and every single time. Or one of the times was I had a best friend, or not a best friend, but I had become close with a group of girls. There were 2 white girls. I used to skip class sometimes in grade 10 this was. So, you know, we skipped class to go get some pizza, and we were just talking. What she was doing was comparing dating white guys to black guys. I'm interested more in darker skin tones, and she's interested in Caucasian skin tones, or Caucasian people. And I was basically saying to her, you know, you should really try and date a black guy. Like, they're really nice, they're really cute, like, they're gorgeous, they're such gentlemen, like, you know, if you meet the right one. And little did I know that this girl would go and do my boyfriend. So the next day or the following week, you know, I was just talking about it, whatever. Again, we were talking about the same thing, and she's like, well, yeah, I already tried black guy. I was like, you what? You tried? What, did you date? Like, what? Are you dating someone? And she's like, no, I slept with a black guy. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, you know, it's a total different story. So I was like, that's a whole different conversation. I'm like, okay, like, you know, how was that for you? Like, how do you feel about him? And she immediately started to get awkward. But that obviously set off a red flag in my head, because I'm like, why is she being so sneaky about it? So I guess the other girl felt bad, so she came and told me, she's like, oh, you know, she actually slept with your boyfriend more than once, and so once that was whispered in my ear, I was already mad. Like, you know, I didn't know how to react. I didn't tell her that I knew in that moment. We just kind of walked back to school, and that was it. But I went rushing, and I mean this, I went rushing to the Catholic school that's literally was right down the road from my public school I was going to. I went back to that school during lunchtime, skipped my class to come to his lunch and look for him. And I literally came there and I was like, where is he? I'm gonna call him Brad. Where is Brad? Like, where is he? Like, he did this and this and this. I basically baited out his whole entire scene to everybody because I was just so angry. Like, what the heck? So I started messaging him and stuff like that, and he found out that I knew or whatever. We got over it. You know, I was like, okay, like, I get this is the first time this has happened, whatever, like, it's fine. So now I'm going through his phone, and I see that there's a video of him and the girl doing you know what. I was like, you're disgusting. Like, the very fact that I took you back, right, after you do something so nasty, and you're gonna save that video, you're like, you literally took a video of it and kept it? That's ridiculous, right, Coco? Like, how could he? How could he? That kind of like shook me, and I was like, you know what, like, I can't do this. Like, I couldn't look at him the same anymore. There was another one where I started to go to the Catholic secondary school because it was originally the school I used to go to. So I went back there, started going to school there, and he had a best friend. And his best friend was jealous that I kept hanging out with him all the time. Since when do you have the right to be jealous? Like, that's my man. It doesn't matter if I want to chill with him all the time at lunch. It's not your man. It's my man. If it's my man, it's my man. Keep away from my man. That's my man and my time. Why do you need time for my man? She began to tell him, oh, you know, you have no time for me, and Ray. You know, he came up to me and told me about this, and he's like, oh, you know, it's hard to choose between you and her, and, you know, she's my best friend and you're my girlfriend, and I don't want to get in between it, but I need to spend time with her too, and I'm spending too much time with you. To blood seed. Stop. No, you're playing games. You can still hang out with me. That's your best friend, fine, like, I understand, but the way she's gwatting is like she's your girl. And honey, she's not your girl. So I was confuzzled so badly as to why she was catching so much feelings. And then I receive a screenshot from her with him saying, oh, I love you, I just want a chance with you, I never really got to be with you, and every time I'm with Jasmine, all I see is you, and all this stuff. I literally sent it to him, and I was like, this is the last straw from you. I'm done with the lies, I'm done with the cheating, and I'm done with you making me look dumb. And the funny thing is, people had warned me about him because he was a big player. And for me, it was like, I don't really care, I really like this guy, and I want to see how it turns out. So he apparently kissed her too. After I find all of this out, I'm just like, you know what? Like, I was literally at this point. So right after school, I went over to his house and he was crying. Or not crying, but like, he was playing the guitar or whatever, and he was upset about it just as much as I was upset about it. He knew that I knew. That's why he was upset about it. And he, you know, I walked away. I was like, I'm done with you. I'm breaking up with you. I walked away and I left, and he ran after me and he went on his knees and he was like, I'm sorry, like, please take me back. I said no. And I turned myself around, even though he was on his knees, and I walked away. Because at the end of the day, like, that's not what I want. And I've always had that kind of luck with guys in the past, where they would always, like, they're either playing games, they're lying, or they're ruining my reputation. It's always like that. And I'm not the type of girl to care about, you know, what other people think of me. But it came to the point where it affected my friends, like, and not including Brad or Tom, but other guys too that would say things or leak things or just lie. And it was just like, you know, why would I mess with you if this is how you are and this is who you're gonna be with me? Even guys that I wasn't dating, you know, and I would talk to were the same way. Like, and it just really played games with me. It's like, who do I trust? How do I act? And how do I know if you're serious? Because don't get it twisted. I did get cheated on, and I was a victim too, but I also did some cheating. And I'm not gonna say I was right for doing what I did because it was done to me, but it was literally coming from a place of, you know what? Maybe this is what guys really want. This is what a relationship is. You're just playing games and cheating the whole time. And it was such a stupid, distorted way to look at how relationships work. But after years and years of being cheated on and experiencing how I didn't get that loyalty back from somebody, I was just like, you know what? I'm like, maybe I need to do this the way the guys do it, for them to realize that I'm not playing games and that I can hurt you just as much as you can hurt me. And it's messed up. At least, you know, that's how I used to think. But ever since then, I mean, I haven't put myself in positions to get played or get cheated on, just because I've stayed clear of all of that. It's like the only way they would listen to me is by those actions. So, I mean, overall, it was a terrible experience, you know, those two serious relationships and how I got played and everything. But it is what it is. And if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be the girl that I am today, because literally those were lessons. And it was a phase I had to go through in life in order to realize what I really wanted out of life, what I really wanted out of a man and a relationship. So I just want to thank everybody so far for all of the support and everything like that. And please like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know what y'all think. And until next time, girls and boys, goodbye. See ya.